On a stony ledge overlooking a river, by a stand of trees, is a rocky cliff rock, water, and a bullfrog. And swims away. Back up on that cliff, a guy strips down. Then he leaps out over the edge, down towards the ice-cold water, up his legs, goosebumps. Dick shrivels up. Balls shrink all the way down to this big belly button, tits, teeth, eyeballs, hair. And then he swims away. I can play with language. Pow! Yeah. Okay, now watch this. Watch this. I'm going to take language and throw it around the world. Here goes. Language. Let's see, it's 8 o'clock here, so in Chicago should be 7, so in California, 5. Here it comes, language and poetry. Around the world, and language. Thank you. Wow. Finally, back to Montreal. I think it's been 20 years or more. So, tonight we're going to start with a poem, and 4% of the world lives in America, but we're responsible for 25% of the world's air pollution, and we think it's worse. Why? Where are our clothes from? We buy our shoes from where? Our computers. Most of them are from China, and they don't pay people, and their hours are working forever. There's no safety. They have no pollution laws. Very few. Every year, about 750,000 Chinese die from air pollution. Yeah. And their energy is coal, charbon, which is the most dirty pollution. And their coal mines are the most dangerous in the world. Last year, 3,000 Chinese died in the coal mines. 3,000. So this poem is about that. This is called Made in the USA. A spray of cellular particles jostling. Take one, magnify it. You can see a double helix DNA. It's a sideways ladder. Take just one rung. Magnify that. And it reads, Made in China. A factory clock. Wailing over machinery under floodlights. Benches and benches, sewing machinery. And they're shoveling coal. Fire, shoveling coal. Fire. She's a seamstress at work. Besides a dog seamstress at work. And a rat seamstress. Sewing machine, sweat. A sweat, dry. Meets the sun, light, glistening right through the drops. Drop, drop, drop. She sweats. They sweat. They all sweat. Sweat rains. Sweat fills the warehouse. Sweat, underarm sweat. Cascading, fanning out. A waterfall. Flood levels rise. She floats. They all float. Her hair. An air bubble. Pops. Drain opens. Draining. Counterclockwise. She's swirling. Counterclockwise. Swirling into walls until the water drains all the way down, dropping her on her bench. She's a seamstress at work. And they're shoveling coal, fire, smoke, clouds. A flock of birds enters the cloud, but comes out bones, scattering bones. Shoveling down. Shoveling a hole. Jumping down. Sweat drops down the shaft. Okay. I see you all that are waving, and I thank you. I love the respect for the deaf, but this guy's hearing. Sure, come on, he's deaf. Come on. He's hearing. Hello. Do you have a better idea? What you should do is, this is a new method, so copy me. You enjoyed that. Done. Let's do this again. Chin level. Comfortable, comfortable. Okay, let's do the forearms at the very end again and see how they respond. Okay. Playing with language. Pow! Okay, we plan to perform a hockey poem now. Against the board, the guy slams him into the glass. Through the glass, the guy spills his beer as he slides down the boards. But we can't perform it because of the owners. NHL means no hockey league. So we're going to show you baseball. I'm wondering, how many of you still support Washington Capitals? Nobody! Wow! Nobody! Wow! Shame on you! Do you know why? Do you know what language they speak in Washington, D.C. now? French! When Montreal moved, they brought the language. Anyway, Washington's team was from here, Montreal. Okay, let's show them a little baseball. We'll show you how professionals play. We've got to change our props. Okay. You ready? Okay. Wait a minute. You're deaf. You have to read my lips. We've got runners on first and third. He goes into the stretch. No, not yet. I is the runner leading off first base. And looks back the runner off third. He reaches back and delivers. The catcher throws off his mask, glove, jersey, pants, and jockstrap. And which of the lucky fans is going to come up with this baseball? And there it is. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to show you a new poem. Wait a minute. We made it up 4 years ago. But they don't know. Well, they know now. Okay. Question for me? Okay. Do you live in the farm or the city? I live in the farm area. I'm patient. At night, oh yeah, stars, just stars everywhere. Okay, that star you're looking at, it goes into your eye and it looks new. Well, yeah. But that star has been dead for a long time. Okay. My point is, it looks new, but the star was dead a long time. It's just like this. It's just like this next poem. So you mean the poem is dead? A long time ago. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to show you a poem that I made up 4 years ago. This is called Double Twinkle. Above this planet, a star, and from a different angle, you can see back, light years back, to the original sun, still giving off that distant twinkle. It's a ball of gas, nuclear, exploding, expanding, radiating out until gravity pulls it all back together, collapsing it down. With a final gasp, it disappears. And light years away, from a different angle, it still sparkles. And he takes another sip. And this silhouette is a sunlit reflection towards his eye, absorbed into his eye. It's an upside-down optical nerve message to the brain, where it's turned right side up, labeled woman, and poured down into his bloodstream. Oh my God, open the gates! Blood rushes into his tube, which thickens and straightens up. Next thing he knows, her contractions, her hair, her mouth opening and closing, lips petals unfurl, a butterfly. Swallowed down the stem, a growth, her contractions, her breasts shooting off fireworks, rain splashing, lips opening and closing, till the little head pushes through, and then the flower contracts, and then the baby, the whole baby, opens an eye. Her cries knock her father off her feet. Their eyes fuse, and nirvana radiates out until he pulls it all back together, compressing it down to a single teardrop. Kenny and I, we've been friends for a really long time, almost 30 years. We're the best of friends. I mean, we have gone through family things, friendship things, ups and downs. And this poem has 3 parts to it. It's about one night when Kenny came up to me a long time ago and said, I'm going to have to break up with my wife. I have to. And I'll never forget that. My first wife. It's my first wife. Okay, this is called I Have To. Part 1. On the surface, drop, 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 drops rising, rising tears. Tears are swallowed up. Through barroom doors they walk, and snow, covering the graveyard, covering the crosses, covering the wooden casket, is crushed. And snow, bye-bye. Part 2. There's the grass, fenced in, building, walls, windows, rooftop smoke, and snow, storm, snow, covering. Out the door, he cries, his tears, they freeze. A frozen trail, and snow. Out the door, he follows, his warm breath, finding frozen teardrops like snowflakes. A frozen trail leading to the tavern lights, the barroom doors, through barroom doors and smoke, overhead lights, an L-shaped bar, and there he is with his beer. So he moves the whole bar, and then he plants tears. Plants melting tears. Tear, drop, rain spattering. Rain, a storm waters climbing up the tree trunks and rising up until it bursts over the banks. Trees uprooted. Trees worn down at the roots. Trees. Then the river rushes, a graveyard. Water slicing through iron fence, collapsing. Crosses flying, headstones. As the water seeks the course of least resistance, funneling down towards the coffin, rising inside. And drifts downstream. In those funnels of least resistance, the dead rise. A body, a coffin, a tree, a rapids. Swirling collision flings the body out, and he sinks beneath floating caskets, a school of fish.
bicycles drift, and houses rest. And they drift in the rain, drop, drop. Tears, tears are swallowed up. Through barroom doors they walk, and snow, covering the graveyard, covering the crosses, covering the wooden casket, is crushed. And snow, bye-bye.
Part 3. There's the grass, fenced in, building, walls, windows, rooftop smoke, and snow, his tears, they freeze. A trail leading to the barroom lights, the bar, lights on, cheers. Teardrop, and water rising up till it bursts over the bank. Trees, uprooted, trees worn down at the roots, trees, crosses flying, then the river funnels down towards the coffin rising, and drifts downstream. Tree, swirling collision flings him out. Thank you. Okay, Kenny and I have done a lot of traveling, and often we go to universities, colleges. We go up to the students and we ask them what their idea of a good college education is, university education, and we've gathered up the answers, and it's become a poem. A series of short poems. And the first one is called La lune brille comme la neige fraîche. Moon, shine, clouds, a snow-covered cherry tree. And there he is, Curly, and his footsteps slips and he sinks down in the snow. Then he takes another hit. And looks up at the moon. At those craters on the moon. At this one big crater, and he sinks all the way down. to where there are footsteps and a flag on the moon. The shot. Rust, désir. Chanel number 5. She sends out a breeze of Chanel number 5. He sees her, and his heart, and every cell on his entire body detonates. Eyeball falls out smoking. He pops it back in, and then he takes another shot. That goes straight to his head. Étudiant, c'est Jacques stupide. Then he decides to order a keg. Taps it. Then he decides to mainline it. Untaps it. Drains the whole keg. Then takes one more shot and falls down in the snow, down in the snow. This one, I'm thirsty. This one is called I Want to Do to You What Spring Does to the Cherry Tree. I wasn't paying attention. I was watching the interpreter. Could you repeat that? Repeat that so I can see it in French? You have to sign the line or she won't know what to say. Okay. I want to do to you what spring does to the cherry tree. Merci. Merci. First time I can look at your words. Your French is good. In all this time, for 30 years, you've been speaking French during the shows. Why do you think nobody claps or waves? I want to do to you from head all the way down. Dancing, dancing breast to breast for one heartbeat. Her hair, neck, line. A cherry tree, a snow-covered cherry tree. The sun, spring, thaw, it rises up together, coaxing out the buds. A bluebird, tugging, coaxing out the fruit. Now we're going to show you a poem about America's addiction to oil. It's called Need. Need, 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 need. Oil, Derrick, pumping. Oil, oil, filling the hull of this tanker, this huge ship with oil. This tanker with smokestacks, this ship on the sea, bearing smoke. It's linked by oil lines to a tractor-trailer tanker, filling its tank. Full. This tanker exhausts on the highway to a gas station, filling their tank. Full. At the pump, a car, filling its tank. Car exhaust, driving, pulls over. Chops down a tree, chops up a tree, compresses it. Chemical, waste, fish. Compresses it to a single sheet of paper, types up the notice. Air mails it, jet, fumes, jet, to a house, door opened, envelope opened. It's the notice. So he straps on a helmet, grabs a gun, and you can imagine war. He's shot, he's buried, he's covered under a cross. His coffin is compressed until it drips precious fluids of need, need, need. Okay. We are poets. And that means that we are more intelligent than you. So, we want to discuss the theory called the Big Bang Theory, where all the stars come together, explode, gravity pulls them apart, and they come back together again. Over and over again. we hope that when we're finished, you will understand the meaning of the universe. So far they got it. So we need your help. Yeah, this is a group poem. It's like a, what's the word? What do they call it on YouTube when crowds? A flash mob. A flash mob. It's like that, okay? Can we have the house lights on, please? Okay. Do you mind becoming the center of the universe? Okay. So, copy me. Beautiful. Okay. Stay there. Okay, now. No one to give birth during the performance. One birth is enough. Okay, so what he's going to do is, when he explodes, you all stand up and make a wave. Like that. Okay, you ready? Watch him. Again, the universe just disappeared. It's gone. He explodes, you guys stand up and you stay up. And you become stars. Go like this, or this, or no. Okay, ready? Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, that is art. Okay, we're not done. Okay, now, from about here over, we want you guys right now to stand up. Okay, what we want you to do is become a school of fish. Okay, ready? They look funny. I think they're Quebec fish. They're different than other fish. Kind of separate. Okay. Very nice. Okay, now, you guys. Okay. You are, Weird eyes, lizards. Copy him. Okay, again. Okay, remember that. From here to about here. You guys are apes. Enjoy it. They don't want to stop. It's a simple way. Okay, the last group, I'm sorry, but we don't know what you are. You're the missing link. That's that. Wow, that's great. More. Too many individuals. I want to see some group missing links. Seems just like my grandfather. Okay. Okay. This person is going to become, do you mind becoming the turning point in the universe? Okay. This is man, Homo sapien. Not man. American man. Okay, this is an American. Chicago. That was a good work. Okay, so when she burps, what you do is you form a wave of stars and drop all the way down until it comes to our last guy over there and he brings the universe back together again. So let's practice. Go ahead. That's your second pair. wake up. And now, the meaning of the universe. Wow, I like the end. Let me tell you, we've been doing this for 20 years, all different kinds of audiences. That's the best one. That, of course, he's lying. We've done all kinds of group poems over the last 20 years. We haven't done that one for 20 years. It's new. I don't want to discuss this again. Okay. Okay. Years ago, and this is true, Kenny and I met a great person, Johanna Boulanger. And her husband, Serge Briere. Serge. We met them, we hung out. Then we went to Rochester, we did a poem together. Then we came here to Montreal. We performed here, and then we went to Paris. We just had a great time, it was wonderful. And Serge, his eyes, just so powerful, learned so much from him. Gives me goosebumps. So, Kenny and I, we went to Holland. We were in a festival in Holland, International Poetry Festival, and we were working on a poem. It wasn't our poem. It was, the name of the author was Constantin Abelut. He's Romanian. We worked on this, translating his poem, and then we went off of the poem and off of the poem and off of the poem. Way off the poem. And then, as we were working on it, we found out that Serge was gone. And our poem was no longer a translation, it became a prayer. And we call it a prayer for Serge. For Serge.
cheveux bouclés, les yeux enfoncés, moustache, joues maigres. Serge. There he is, le voilà. I wrote his name on a piece of paper. Then an ink-drying breeze lifted the name, curled up his face, and blew him away. Then the room breathes, and the television breathes, and the clothing breathes, and the phone won't ring. Outside in the streets, someone finds a lucky coin. And the phone won't ring. Then the sun invades my tree and casts a shadow that pulls at its tethers and breaks free. I wrote his name. With a prick of the pen, a drop of blood falls into the Black Sea, whose waves hold the twinkling reflection of the stars in the water. A perfect symmetry of sky, of sea, of a setting sun, of a man.
Now we're going to do our last poem. This poem has 3 images that you need to learn. Wait a minute, let me back up. Why am I doing this poem? I didn't know, you caused me to forget too. Oh yes, because of Jules Chateauvert. She saw this poem and decided to come up with a dance. She took it and made up a dance about it. And she got one of her deaf friends to perform it in LSQ, and he did a great job. It was wonderful. And I'm sorry, I don't know his name. What is his name again? Say it out loud. Thank you. Did a great job. Is he here? Okay. So, we decided that we had to perform this poem. This poem has 3 parts. Can we have the house lights off again? What, off, right? Okay, sorry. He says the right person knows what they're doing. Okay, I'll shut up. Have faith in the poem. Anyway, it's got 3 parts to it. The first part, from the Summer Olympics of 1968, 2 black Americans won first and second place, and during the awards ceremonies, the flag was going up. They did a Black Power salute. Very powerful image. Black power, black power. Second image is from the Native Americans and Native Canadians. They have a very special dance. It's called the Sun Dance. And what they do is they take a piece of wood, very sharp, and they pierce their chest with it, tie a rope to it, and they hang from it. And it's a very powerful spiritual experience. And this poem also has magic seeds. They can become anything. A bridge, a church, people, anything. We want to dedicate this poem to Martin Luther King, powerful man. An archbishop from El Salvador, Archbishop Romero, and all people who plant seeds. And also, I think we want to dedicate it also to the, how do you sign it? He said, I have a dream, but it's shattered, shot, earth, shot right through the earth, while a beating heart needs comforting. This is called old, wise corn planted, growing branches of understanding, beauty. A quarter moon shimmering on branches. Moon, shine up the tree trunk, flowing. River, flowing through a boulder gateway and flowing towards a reflection of the moon, A reflection that's split by the canoe. Trees, paint his face. A low-hanging branch over long braided hair like a headdress of leaves. Old wise corn. He tears off a leaf, a row of kernels. Then he husks the whole corn, rows of kernels. A yellow seed explodes into life. The flower cup, its center a swirling fugue under the sun and flower. They reach to touch. As the blazing sun, the brilliant sun, the sleepy sun, he sets in the west, covering himself with a blanket sparkling with stars and constellations under an infinite sky of space. The star-studded sword of a Roman constellation. If you connect the dots, you see his helmet, breastplates, metal skirts, curved shield, all sparkling. He sheathes the sword and pulls out the moon and its reflection. A reflection that's split by the canoe. This brown seed will become a star. And he flings it up, exploding in the sky, a star. A white seed, exploding a star.
A black sea becomes an Olympic gold medal, star-spangled black power salute that explodes in the sky, a star. A red sea, it's a bare chest, skewered to a rope and pulled up into the sky, exploding, a star. The Roman plucks out a solar eye and flings it down towards the canoeer's chest cavity, expands with heat. The warmth flows from his heart to his head. This seed will become a bridge from one bank to the other, a suspension bridge, and then rising from the ground, growing a church, steeple, bell, door opening to a black congregation by ones, twos, threes, and fours, singing hallelujah and marching. With determination. They face the river, the bridge, and they face the black boots, belt, thick protective coat, fireman's hat, fire hose, power lines powered on. It's a water cannon. But they march anyways. Fireman, with a jet stream, he smashes his face. I said he smashes his face. Jet stream pounding water, forms chains of water that drain right off of this black man. And then the fireman blows away marchers, just blows them away in a hurricane of rage that chains him. Then he turns and he blasts another. Shoes go flying off. The fire hose drags him down the street. He's smashed on a storefront. This raging stream of images captured on the CBC, where it's transmitted up to a satellite, and down to the antenna of a house, into the wiring, to the television set, where you sit watching as the fire hose drags him down the street, smashed on a storefront. This image is a shot of knowledge that goes from your head to your heart, a heart that needs comforting.
Good.